Right, hello my friends and welcome back. Following hot on the heels of my book room tour a couple of days ago, I've got a mega book haul for you today. I just hope you can see me because it's mid-afternoon, pitch black outside, but I'm going to take a chance that you can. Now, first of all, thanks to everybody who sent their best wishes for my 4,000th subscription. It took a while to get here, just under 300 videos I think, but I've had a lot of fun along the way and it's been good. Right, we'll get back into it, straight back into it today because I've got a few to get through. And the first batch I'm going to show you were sent to me by my good friend Peter at West Coast Book Addicts. Peter's been on a hiatus for a while, but I'm hoping to see him back very soon with his own book hauls. But in the meantime, he found a few doubles and decided to pass them on to me. So we'll start with those. Right, number one is it's another one in the Women's Press series. I'm actively collecting these, so I was pleased to get these couple that he sent me. Very nice condition. If I'm actively collecting something, I like to have them in as best condition as possible. It's not always possible, but yeah. And another one, Naomi Mitchinson, Memoirs of a Space Woman. Again, in nice nick. Okay, now, I've never picked up this series because I like my anthologies. Maybe I just haven't seen any. Yeah. I've got quite a few American anthologies like Orbit and Quark and what have you. But yeah, I've not seen these around the Nova series. Nice cover there. Again, in nice condition. So that was number 2. I don't know how many of these there were, but I'll have to be looking out for number 1, obviously, because there's number 3. Again, quite nice condition-wise. Right, now, every now and again, I'm just going to have a quick look because I forgot to look to see if there was a artist credit for this, and there isn't. I really should have looked on the science fiction database, but every so often you get. I'm a big fan of paperback, SF paperback art, and every so often you get a piece that wouldn't look out of place in any gallery in the world, and so it is with this one. I mean, look at that, that is just beautiful. Oh, I really love that, one of the best covers I've seen for a long, long while. It's in Hamlin as well, and they do very good quality books and covers, shiny, lovely and shiny. And yeah, I mean, that one's in lovely condition. But yes, I was majorly impressed with that. I shall, it looks familiar, the artist, and I shall make efforts to find out which, as I say, I should have done already, call me lazy, which I am sometimes. Right, always good to have some Brian Aldiss. Can't have too many Brian Aldiss. That's one of the 8 or so in the New English Library editions that I'm trying to get as many of in this particular livery, because all the artwork seems very nice in the ones I have. Around about the early 70s, 73, 4. And I think I have most of a few more on the back there. I think I have most of these now. So I think there are 8 of them. And that's a welcome one to that little collection. There's loads of them mine, so the chance of getting them all are pretty remote, to be honest. And that one is Primal Urge. Surprised I didn't already have that one, to be honest. I think these are all from mid-60s. Well, that's First Sphere 67, but this is a reprint. 1972. Interesting. Right, and then we have another Aldous. Not really familiar with this one. I'm familiar with most of Aldous' work, but I've forgotten about that one. Again, as you can see, I mean, all of those are in very nice condition for doubles. You know, none of the doubles I get are all tatty and worn, but yeah, we've been lucky here, thanks to Peter. Right, there's a nice old one. That's a console books. Nice cover though. Some of these 60s books have some very interesting covers. This particular one is from, I didn't tell you, it says first published in 54, but I don't think it's that early. I'd put that about 63 or 4. But yeah, very nice. Again, very nice condition for a book that old. What are we? 60 years old? Bad at all, is it? And then we have, we'll do these together. Yeah, another A. Van Vogt. I must have a million, million of his books. I don't know how many he wrote, but yeah, Quest for the Future. So again, in absolutely immaculate condition. And then a couple of Frederick Poles. Not read much of Pole, actually. Drunk to Walk. Very nice. These, I would say most of these books I'm showing you from mid-70s, yeah, well, late 70s, 78. That one. And finally, another Frederick Pole. Always amused me, that title, for some reason. The Age of the Pussyfoot. Strange cover, I have to say. And, like the rest, absolutely immaculate. So yes, I thank you, Peter, for those welcome additions to my collection, even though I've got nowhere to put them. Never mind, we won't get into that. Right, now, there hasn't been much in charity shops the last couple of weeks. I bagged that one. I didn't realise that there was a collection with, I mean, this is the story, the Sentinel, the story that inspired 2001 Odyssey, obviously. They're meeting with Medusa, which is a prequel to 2010. And then Guardian Angel, the story that gave birth to Childhood's End. The original version of Songs of Distant Earth. And a couple more. I hadn't realised that this sort of stuff was out there in one volume. So, yeah, I was pleased to get that one for a couple of quid over there. And then this was a book that Richard over at SF Vintage put in his top 10 of his first year on YouTube, and it sounded interesting enough. When I saw a copy, I picked it up. as you know, I'm not a great one for contemporary books, but that was only a couple of quid. I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's not much better than a reading copy. You know, it's not in great shape. As you can see, it's been read a couple of times, and some of the plastic's coming away there. But as I say, a couple of quid for a reading copy. I'll just bung it in the back of one of my bookshelves anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I thought I would pick it up just in case I'm ever in the mood for a contemporary. Right, now then, the next little lot all feed into my fanaticism for door books. And the next, I don't know how many, 30 maybe, I'm going to show you are all doors. So I'll be quite happy to show you these. Right, these are in no particular order, so that's number 188. Not a big fan of C.J. Cherryh. Not a big fan of fantasy, but that's what a lot of the door books are. That's number, so dark I can hardly see what I'm looking at here. It's number 203, John Brunner, Quicksand. What a nice cover. These spines are not too bad. Not the bright yellow that it should be, but as I've said many times in the past, you can't pick and choose with doors. I mean, the books themselves are all in good shape, so that's great. Yeah, Jack Vance. That was quite cheap, that one. I think I got all this lot from the same place. I've got an online dealer that's got quite a lot of them, so I've been investing. That's a later one. That's number 490. Yeah. Coming to something when you can't see books or when you're doing a video, never mind. Netherlands. Some of the Jack Vance books indoor are quite expensive, but I'd say that one was reasonable. There's another fantasy, number 320. That one's got a nice bright spine. Lovely jubbly. And like this cover, I recognise that instantly as Don Mates, who is one of my favourite artists. That one is 279. Again, nice bright yellow spine, but yeah, really lovely cover, that one. Like it. One of the many Gore books. I think still need a couple of these for the full set. That one is number 328. I've never read any. A bit faded, that one. I've never read any of these, and I don't suppose I ever will, but it's a door. Right, is another one of the Witch World books. Of course, the very first door was a Witch World book. Again, that is in extremely nice condition with a bright yellow cover. And that's number 400. And we have a couple by the same author here. In Wallace, that's number 468, a later one. Well, there were quite a few SF books later on, but a lot of Doors output from, I don't know, 300, 350 to the end, 580 are fantasy. Or fantasy oriented anyway. Again, nice yellow spine and in overall very nice condition. Another one by the same author, that's 412, that looks more like fantasy of course. A little peek, who did that? Oh yeah, Gino D'Achille. I don't know how you pronounce that, but that's as close as we're going to get. Right, here's a few Linkartas. Not the easiest books to find in good shape. This is one of the Xanthodon, or the Underground World actually. Yeah, there's 5 of them. I think with one I've got coming, I think I've got them all now. That of course is Josh Kirby. Absolutely lovely artwork. That's a later one, actually, number 483, but I'm sure that's Kirby. Yeah, it is. I didn't think he'd done many of the later ones, but obviously I'm wrong. And this isn't the Josh Kirby, unfortunately, but it's part of the same series, Xanthodon, the Underground World. That one is 391, but I don't know who that artist is. I don't like him, whoever he is. Thomas Kidd, never heard of him. That's that one. And then there's one in the Eric Carstairs. Oh well, same series. Right. That is number 423. Don't recognise the artist on that particular cover. Have a little look. Oh, that one. Oh dear, Josh Kirby. Terrible stuff, I should have known that. Sometimes it's not obvious who an artist is because their styles slightly change, excuse me, depending on what they are drawing, fantasy or SF. Right, here's another one of the many humorist of terror books, E.C. Tubb. I'm getting very close to a full set of these now. I forget how many there were, about 27 or 8 indoor yellow spines. It's a nice bright spine anyway. I've got a couple in the post, so yeah, I think I'm only a couple short of that particular series. I've never read any Jo Clayton, but I understand she's quite well thought of in fantasy circles. Novel of the Diadem, 394. You drew that. Michael Mariano. Not familiar. Don't like it anyway. And another novel of the Diadem, Lamarcos. Again, in great shape, lovely yellow spine, 275. So I assume that's one of the earlier Diadem novels, although I am no expert, believe me. And that is my good friend Michael Whelan, excellent artist. And finally in this little pile, we've got yet another novel of the Diadem. And I would guess that's Michael Whelan again. Oh, we know Richard Hascox. My eye's not in today, but a very nice copy. Mint, I would say, or near mint. Right, if you'll excuse me 1 second. I'll just lubricate my flagging voice. Okay. Thought I had this one, but I don't. I don't like these earlier books with the big frame. Just a little bit of artwork. I mean, that's Kelly Freas as well, who I like, and I would like to have seen that full page. I don't know why they do that. But for all the moaning and groaning about the front cover, it's a very nice copy. It being 172. Okay, there's one that some of these books are quite tricky to find indoor. It'll be number 270. I'm not even going to bother to look the artist up because I don't really care for it, to be honest. Not bad, just a little bit faded. And right, this is somebody I've never heard of, Charlotte Stone. Obviously fantasy. It's one of the very late ones, there's 552. That looks like a Boris Vallejo or Vallejo cover, yeah. Yeah, just a Frazetta knockoff, this bloke. I'm not impressed with him at all. Although I do have an art book of his, which sounds a bit weird, but yeah, there's him and another guy called Ken Kelly. They're just Frazetta rip-offs in my humble opinion. Now that, I had to clean that spine up because it was very dark. It didn't look too bad now. A bit of polish, but you know, as you can see against a faded spine, it's a weird colour. But it's certainly not below my threshold for, you know, I've got a certain standard that I'll accept on door books, and it falls within that threshold, so no worries. Right, 430, another author I've never heard of. Not a cover I particularly like, by somebody called John Pound, whoever he may be. So I'm just looking at the light there. You wouldn't believe I had a window right next door to me. It's really grim. Right, enough complaining. Righty-ho. That one's got a nice spine though, so I should not complain. Okay, here's a John Brunner. Some of his books are easy to find, some of them are expensive. I suppose it would depend on the title. That's a later one, 443. That's a reasonably interesting cover by H.R. Van Dongen, who I have heard of. I think he was an artist back in the old pulp days, if I remember correctly, but I might be wrong there. Again, nice spine. Right, there's a couple of Ron Goularts. Josh Kirby does some great covers for Ron Goulart books. That being one of them. I have no idea what's going on there, but it's great anyway. A little bit faded, that one, but quite acceptable. It's a later Ron Goulart, 467. He did a few of the earlier ones, but that's one of his later ones. And the weirdly titled Pan-Chronicon plot. I mean, that's classic Josh Kirby, that one. Absolutely classic, I love it. And that's an earlier one, 231. Nice spine. As I said in my book room tour, if if I had to collect all the ones I've got with perfectly yellow spines, I'd be on until doomsday. It just isn't practical to just take ones with bright yellow spines. Pierre Barbet, or Barbet, I don't know. French, I would imagine Barbet. Emperor Veridanus. Very nice spine. That is number 547, so that's a very late one. The artwork's okay. Victoria Poyser. I haven't seen many many female artists, I must admit. But it's not bad. Right is good old Michael Moorcock, Time Dweller. That's I have a copy of that in some English sphere or something, but of course it's the door, so by an artist called llars. Search me, but it's horrible, whoever he is. Hope he hasn't done too many covers. Right, now the next little lot I'm quite excited about, because it's not very often in a collector's life that the stars align perfectly and everything goes your way. But I was raking through Abe books and for Door, and I came across a lot of the year's best horror stories. Now, anybody who knows Door will know that these are getting like hen's teeth over here. And if you see one, it's normally quite expensive. And I spotted 8, and I nearly had a heart attack. Actually, eight of the 11, and none of them I had. I've only got one in that series, and then I had a closer look, and I noticed it was being sold by the guy who I get my doors off anyway. So I emailed him, and I said, "Have you still got these? I can't find them on your site." "Yep, still there." So I looked in, and this is a lesson for anybody who looks for things on eBay or any other dealers. And I put in year's best horror stories, Door, nothing. So I thought, that's strange. So I put in best horror stories, Door, no. Then I put in horror stories, Door, and up they popped. So they were all still there, and I bought them all. And they worked out about 12 quid each, postage paid, and honestly, it's not unusual to see these 25 quid each on eBay if you can find them. So I was delighted about that, because it means it just left me with 2 to get. And then the very same day that they came, I got an email from eBay saying one of my door searches had come up. When I went on, one of the 2 that I wanted was up there. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, very quickly we'll bum through them because I'm getting close to the 30 minutes I'm allowed the way I shoot them. So that's number 13. Now, I'm particularly pleased with that. Look at the lovely cover, lovely spine. Particularly pleased with that because it's the one in the first 100 that I'm trying to get hold of that I didn't think I'd be getting very soon. That's the art's by a bloke called Carol Thole. And the rest of them are all Michael Whelan. Lovely covers. That's series 3 and series 4. Great covers. And 6, I've got 5 in the post. So I'm just missing the very last one, number 11. There we are, series 7. Series 8. Sorry I'm having to rush through these, but I do not want to have to splice this video, not that I know how to do it anyway. Series 9 and number 10. So as I say, I just need 11. Beautiful cover. So that was my good fortune. Hope you enjoyed that little book haul. I did. And I will see you very soon. Bye bye now.